My name is Dan, this is Exploder. We have 0 stars from Dave Meltzer, and we're okay with that. Well, folks, hell is finally frozen over. That's right, Donald Trump is president, and Jeff Jarrett is going into the Hall of Fame. Who would ever thought they'd ever see that? He left the company in 1999 with a buzz cut. After his contract expired, he was still Intercontinental Champion. You know the story. He has $300,000 for a one-night appearance of stuff he thought he was owed to do a garbage match to drop the belt to China, which Vince McMahon decided was so important to do. And a classic it was. He goes to WCW. Part of that ship as it sinks. And then has a year off. Starts TNA. That goes okay for a couple years. And then he ends up out of his own company. Marries Kurt Angle's wife, and now becomes an alcoholic, goes to rehab, and now he's going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. What a journey, man. My God, that's a hell of a story. I mean, that alone is a story. Just the idea of seeing Jeff Jarrett at WWE Hall of Fame, I'm pretty sure it's going to mess some people up. They're going to go, what the heck is going on? I didn't think I'd see it, but then again, I didn't think I'd see Bruno there. So, you know, if that tells you anything. Warrior was back. I mean, it's about bending bridges, I guess, and this was one rickety bridge. So, yeah, it'll be different to see. The question right now is, does he deserve it? Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? And I asked, does anyone? Like, you have to understand about the WWE Hall of Fame. WWE Hall of Fame is decided by basically one person. Now, other Hall of Fames have I know that Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in particular, they have voting. They have a board. They have members that vote every year, and it's decided by the voting and all these things. The voting board, here's the voting board for the WWE Hall of Fame. Vince McMahon, and that's about it. That's it. That's all there is to it. You get into the WWE Hall of Fame because they can contract you to show up. That's about it. I mean, he has to say so. That's it. Okay, here's the criteria. From what I've gathered, here's the criteria to be in the Hall of Fame. You wrestled in the 80s. You went to a couple shows. They want your tape library. You're a celebrity of any kind who's ever been to a show ever. Yeah, so here's the thing. If you have Coco Beware, Drew Carey, and Pete Rose in the same Hall of Fame, it's really free for all now. Jeff Jarrett was WCW World Champion, TNA World Champion, Intercontinental, US. I mean, he was he a draw? No, but most people in the business aren't. But if you're going to talk about, you're standing next to Bob Uecker, I mean, we're a couple of years away from Horace Hogan at this point. So yeah, does he do it? Yeah, he does. So, end of discussion. Now it's time for our news segment, News Flash, where we cover the news quicker than a Ric Flair marriage. Under the new What the Hell initiative, All Japan is starting its own streaming service to compete against New Japan. They plan on playing Misawa and Kobashi around the clock. Bret Hart says something negative about someone. Probably. I mean, odds are. EC3 joins NXT. Spud is the new GM of 205 Live. And Dixie Carter is at home crying. This has been News Flash. Now back to the show. Reigns wins the Elimination Chamber. This comes from the department. It's just one guy with his finger up his nose, but it counts to the department, damn it. So he'll challenge Brock part-time City Lesnar, and they'll finally get Roman over the way they want. Because if at 100 times you don't succeed, make them like it. Something like that. I think that's the expression. Woken Matt Hardy and laughing Bray Wyatt is still going on because of course it is. Just laughing in terrible matches. It's just going and going and going. The match was, 6 minutes on the anniversary show. They just had a god-awful one on the last pay-per-view. They're going to keep doing. They're going to run this to WrestleMania, and it's going to be some weird thing like they did last year with Randy Orton and the Projector of Doom, whatever the hell it was. I don't know what they're doing. Here's my opinion. I don't like the broken stuff, the broken Matt Hardy. Everyone lost their minds over broken Matt. It's him doing a dumb accent, and he has a streak in his hair, and I didn't get it. I thought the final deletion was the most god-awful thing I'd ever seen in my life, and the rest of them somehow managed to get longer and worse. And yeah, I'm sorry, and they ran with it, and then Matt Hardy leaves the company, and then TNA decides to do it on their own, and that was even worse, and sorry, it's just god-awful to me. But That said, I was open to see, let's see what WWE can do with it, now that, that the owl gave up and let him have it. Let's see what's going on. And they made him a guy with a streak in his hair who laughs a lot. And they put him against currently the weirdest character they have, who can't win a match to save his life. And it's been a lot of laughing, and that's about it. It's just been laughing and laughing and laughing, and yeah, it's been awful. So, I mean, there's really nothing funny about it. It's so funny. It's so awful that it's funny, but it's not funny in the right way, I guess. So, I got tired of people with the it's different stuff. It's different. Yeah, it's different, The broken stuff was different, but, so is going into the ring, dropping your pants, and taking a shit in the middle of the circle. Yeah, it's different. Doesn't make it wrestling. And I'm not one of those guys that says you have to have a chin lock on for 20 minutes, but my God, man, I watched the final deletion, and the match itself, the actual match, the whole thing was 6 minutes. 6 minutes. And then everything after that was the Vanguard one with the drones and the bad computerization, the bad Spanish, the characters were people that didn't belong in the business, including Rebby Hardy and her dad. Then I guess in the next one they introduced some kind of boat, some kind of lake. It got stupid. It was a home movie, and somehow it got over. I didn't like it then, but I was open, and they've done none of that, but they've also done nothing else. So it's just the funny accent, and he laughs a lot. So yeah, that's about it. John Cena might not have a match at WrestleMania, and if you believe that, I'll bet you $100,000 that he does. Because you're either an idiot or a small child, and I'm not above taking money from a child. Now, I don't know where a child would get access to $100,000. I don't know. But if they do, they're obviously smart enough to get it, yet dumb enough to lose it. So I'm willing to take the chance. In a recent interview, Taz said that his debut for the WWF in Madison Square Garden in 2000 was both the best and worst night of his career. Actually, the worst night of your career was being a fat announcer who joined the Aces and Eights for no damn reason. That really should have been on the top of the list. So as expected, Ronda Rousey will be competing at WrestleMania and be protected because she's no new to the business in a tag match with her partner hasn't been announced yet, but it's going to be against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, because that's one thing we need. We need to see Stephanie McMahon in the ring again, because good God, she's done enough slapping that she finally needs to be in the ring. I just wish she could be in the ring with every guy that she slapped over the years that never got revenge on her. They bring them out just one by one, gauntlet style, and they all get a move in on her, because her slapping stuff just got annoying after a while. But finally, you're going to see Ronda Rousey do the basic stuff. People are going to lose their minds because she hits an arm drag or something like that. And whoever her partner is, they got to pick somebody who's not going to outshine her. So honestly, I think they're going to go with Kurt Angle. Honestly, I mean, him being back on TV would be nice, like in a wrestling role, but it's got to be somebody. Of course, they'll pick The Rock if he shows up. If The Rock shows up in sweatpants, a 5 o'clock shadow, and Vin Diesel tattooed on the back of his shoulder, they will still bring him in just to have The Rock. They will let him do whatever he wants. So if The Rock comes calling, why would he at this point? I mean, he's a movie star. But if he did, they'll call him back and they'll let him. If not, which I don't think he will, because he's busy, being successful, I think it'll be Kurt Angle, and just have a standard tag match, highlight Ronda, make the money, and get the heck out of there. I just hope it's not, honestly, I hope it's not too high on the card. I think it will be. But with Brock and Roman going, that's going to be the main event. So that being the case, yeah, at least it won't be the main event. That's the one thing you can say. This isn't going to be a Lawrence Taylor Bam Bam situation where a crappy match with a celebrity goes on after a really good world title match. So that's the silver lining here, but still, I mean, I know why they're doing it, and it's gonna draw. Good for them, but beyond that, we'll see how it turns out, I guess. Speaking of Brock Lesnar, it seems that Suplex City might become unincorporated, as we're doing this dance once again. His contract is up right after WrestleMania, and he might be going back to the UFC. because apparently there's a bunch of heavyweights he hasn't been beaten by yet. Every year there's this dance. He goes and talks to Dana White. Blah, blah, blah. Will you bring me back? I don't know. And Vince McMahon goes, oh, I don't want to lose him because, you know, we get like 10 things out of him a year, and that's worth a couple $1 million. So they do this little dance, and then he ends up re-signing, and blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of the song and dance with him. I know why he signed. I get it. Blah, blah. Don't care. But I know why they do it, but I'm just getting tired of it. I'm tired of the dance. I'm tired of every time the contract comes up, he goes to talk to Dana White, something, something, something. There's rumors. People talk him up. People say he's going back, and then he doesn't go back, and then we get another boring year. Understand, it's 7 years. It's going on 7 years. It's going on 7 years of this, of him being back, blah, 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 work a couple matches of the year, being the biggest guy there, and then Raw comes up, and he's not there. He's not there. He's not on Raw. We'll see you in 4 weeks. We'll see you at the next pay-per-view. We'll see you now. We're going to see you at the next pay-per-view, the one after that. We'll see you at the Rumble. We'll see you at WrestleMania. This, that, and the other. I'm just tired of it. Like, again, I know why they do it, but it's the same thing. It's like the Authority. The Authority ran for, 4 years? It's just boring after a while. You see the same thing over and over and over, and you get bored. I'm bored with Brock Lesnar. So, will he come back? I don't know. I hope he doesn't. I hope he goes back to UFC, wins or loses. I don't care. But I'm just tired of him WWE, and I don't know. Just tired of it. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Thanks once again to Jake Hill for coming on and helping me with the next big bus. We're going to have more theme episodes in the future, not just covering the news. Check out his new group, Hillbilly Therapy, with Jake Hill. That's a Facebook group. There's going to be a video series coming up in the future, so be on the lookout for that. And until next time, my name's Dan, and this has been Exploder. Have a good one.